Ugh, I got wood for fire.
Ugh, what takes so long?
Had to use restroom. Someone not refill toilet paper.
Ugh, my bad. You wash hands?
Ugh, of course. Ugh, what caveman you take me for?
You know, Dan, people who save money by switching to Mike's Got Plumbing sure are happy.
Well, Brittany, how happy are they?
Happier than a caveman with indoor plumbing.
Yep. Get happy. Get Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it. 237-2888.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
What do you think of when I say crepe myrtles? Well, you should say Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala, because that's where you'll find Florida's biggest and best selection of crepe myrtles at the lowest prices. Just take a look, starting with the nice number 4 size, more than a dozen colors, starting at just $29.99. All the way up to the huge number 15 size for $3.99. Buy one, get one at half price, delivered, planted, and guaranteed. And of course, how about azaleas? Dwarf ever-blooming red ruffle azaleas are still priced at a super low $3.99 each. Bush daisies and more are all on BOGO, buy one, get one free. Come see for yourself for super savings all over this beautiful 5-acre garden. Bob Wines on Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. Daily till 4:30, Saturdays till 3. Soon celebrating 70 years in the same blooming location.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors, Sunday mornings at 8, to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors.
Our firm offers insurance services.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talk. On a Tuesday, you know, almost everything we talk about has something to do with the pandemic and how it's changed things in our lives. One thing that did not change, though, is the resilience of small business. According to the U.S. Small Business Administration, almost 5.5 million people, that's right, almost 5.5 million new businesses started during the pandemic. Of course, they're dependent on us, the consumer, to buy goods and services. But big business can also play a role in helping these companies succeed. Melinda Emerson, she's known as the SmallBizLady and a best-selling author of Become Your Own Boss in 12 Months. She's on the phone lines today, and we're going to discuss what's happening right now with the American small business, some blind spots entrepreneurs may be missing, and how one large corporation is offering help. Good morning, Melinda.
Hey there, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. My wife actually started a small business about 3 months before the pandemic hit, and then the pandemic hit. And she struggled. She's fought. She's kicked and screamed and did everything that she could to keep the business open. And I'm happy to report that the business just moved into a new location, still functioning. So that's proof that small businesses are fighting hard on the comeback trail, just like the rest of the country. But they still have a long way to go, Melinda.
They do. There's a lot of people still trying to recover from the pandemic. There's people still trying to really adjust themselves to the new age of marketing, right? Online marketing has become pretty complicated. So it's people are still trying to scratch out a living, and applaud to your wife who's been able to be, one of the few people that has survived. Is she a retail business?
It's actually a shipping business. She's flipped the script on shipping. She's, instead of you having to package your stuff up and take it to the UPS store, to UPS or the United States Post Office, you just set up an appointment with her. She comes by and picks your item up. She boxes it up. She wraps it up. She does all the standing in line and saves people time and money. And as you know, as a small business owner, time is money. So that's her business model.
What a great business. I need her in the Philadelphia market. Boy.
Well, she deals with roadblocks all the time and blind spots. What are some of the blind spots that small business owners need to be cognizant of and careful of around?
Well, small businesses always need to pay attention to cash flow and cash flow management, because cash is king. And then their online marketing efforts and being really specific about who they're targeting, especially online, because there's a lot of ways to lose money online if you're not careful. So you really need to be paying attention to your customer and where your customers hang out online, for sure.
Now, I know consumers are the biggest help to small businesses, spending their dollars there. But there are other small businesses can succeed with help from others, and in particular, there's one large company that's stepping up to help. Who is that company, and how are they stepping up to help?
Well, it's Verizon, and they have been a champion of small business as long as I can remember. But they have done something extraordinary since the pandemic. They've created the Verizon Small Business Digital Ready educational platform, and they have over 30 courses that are completely free that small business owners can log on and take. In addition to that, they have coaching and one-on-one mentoring. And starting April 25th, small business owners that participate in the courses on their platform will have the opportunity to apply for a $10,000 grant. Verizon has made a commitment in 2022 to fund $1 million in grants to small business.
That's a big commitment from Verizon. We talked about my wife starting her business 3 months before the pandemic. 5.5 million people took that leap during the pandemic, almost 5.5 million. There were lots of women, lots of people of color. But what are some of the challenges they face as small business owners?
Well, I definitely believe that access to capital is one of the biggest challenges that minority and women businesses face, but also access to opportunity. Your network is your net worth. So it's really hard to get out there and build those relationships, because we know that people do business with people that they like, know, and trust. So it's tough for smaller businesses that aren't as well connected. And then online marketing has gotten really complicated. And so it's something that small business owners really have to pay attention to as they are trying to grow their business online.
Well, you talk about the digital world and the explosion it's created in business, but does it make it easier or tougher for a small business to compete the digital world?
Well, I want to say yes and no to that. So it's easier than ever to get into business. Like literally in 2 hours, you can have a website up and ready to roll. However, so can your competition. So the competition now is fierce, and it is global. So you really have to get clear about what your unique value proposition is and how you're going to engage customers online and offline.
Well, and you can do those websites, she said, in a matter of hours. So then it comes down to some people literally make decisions on how professional your website looks versus how mundane your website looks. So there's a lot of traps in the digital world. And let's talk for a minute about one of the biggest traps, and that's online marketing. What are some of the things that small business owners need to look for, or some of the cautionary tales they need to know about online marketing?
Well, for one, I think a lot of small business owners make the mistake of feeling like they've got to be on 5 or 6 social media platforms. You really don't. You need to figure out the one, maybe 2 social media platforms where your best target customer spends the majority of their time online. And when you start investing in online ads, you got to test. You don't bet the farm on your first ad campaign. You need to test 2 or 3 ads, figure out which one people are really responding to, and then put the majority of your budget behind the one campaign that's converting the best. That's what my best advice is for people that are getting out here, online.
We're talking with Melinda Emerson. She's known as the Small Biz Lady, and she's also the best-selling author of Become Your Own Boss in 12 Months. Melissa, where can people go to find more information about all the subjects we've talked about today?
Well, if you want more on the Verizon Small Business Digital Ready platform, you can go to verizon.com/digital ready. And if you want more information about me and my book, I'm Small Biz Lady on every social platform online.
Small Biz Lady Melinda Emerson, she's given us some great pointers on how to navigate the tough world of small business ownership. But you know what? If you succeed at it, the gratification is second to none. Melinda, thanks so much for joining us today.
Oh, it was absolutely my pleasure.
I'm a small business owner. I own Brick City Creative Group. It's a podcasting and video casting editing company. Last night I was up till almost 10 o'clock before I even got to settle down or anything. I was editing a podcast that had to go out last night for a guy up in Minnesota it was his 60th episode of his podcast, and I've been editing it from the very beginning. And to get that finished and send it to him, and just him send the note back, thanks, you're the greatest. Sometimes that's better than, don't get me wrong, I'm going to take the cash that he sends me. But sometimes as a small business owner, just that attaboy or attagirl sometimes goes a very long way in helping what you do. And by the way, my wife, Susan, maybe the most driven, hardworking small business owner I've ever met in my life. And I know a lot of small business owners that are driven and hardworking, but none like this girl. It's infectious. And so that's why I know she's going to be a great success. Just got a programming note. Carol Ann Baldwin will not be here today, so we'll be running a best of program from just after Christmas last year. It'll be in the garden as a best of show. That's coming up next right here on Ocala Talks, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
A group of Georgia voters can proceed with their case against Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, the Republican from Georgia, that seek to disqualify her from congressional office. A judge ruled Monday. Representative MTG on Fox News last night.
They've hired up some attorneys from New York who hate the people in my district and don't believe that they should have the right to elect who they want to send to Washington, which is me.
It should be noted the judge allowing voters to try to remove a candidate is Amy Toltenberg, a President Barack Obama appointed judge. China's economy is stalling as its zero COVID policy with large-scale lockdowns conflicts with economic growth. China's unemployment rate rose to 5.8%, above the government's target of 5.5%, and the worst since May of 2020, when the country was first emerging from lockdowns after the initial virus outbreak in Wuhan. USA Radio News.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes,